Okay, what's the question?
So for any knowledge to happen, there is a subject-object duality separation that happens. Subject knows the object, but in the question, who am I? Only I is there. Knowing I by I, how is that possible? What is the mechanism of that kind of knowing? Who knows whom? For whom is the question? Who is asking it? My confusion is there is a big guy and a small I. So is the big guy asking who is the small I, or the small I is asking who is the big guy, or who is asking whom about who?
So, your question is who is asking whom? Okay. A great actor puts on the dress of a beggar, and he thinks he is a beggar, and he is suffering psychologically. Okay. I am a beggar, I am a poor man. And he goes to psychiatrist. Psychiatrist will ask, who are you? Who am I? Now, who is asking the question, who am I? Is the beggar asking or actor asking?
Actor is asking, probably.
Actor is asking. Beggar is just a dress.
Beggar is someone who is suffering.
Beggar is a dress.
Beggar
is just a dress.
Yes.
Actor is asking, not the beggar. So actor has identified the beggar role. When he asks, he thinks he's a beggar. He thinks he's a beggar and he's asking, I'm asking. But in reality, actor is asking. Isn't it?
Okay.
So, Jiva is the ego. Atma is the self.
Okay.
Jivatma is one entity wearing a dress called body.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wearing a dress called body is called becoming a beggar, like a beggar. Jiva is the actor.
Okay.
So Atma is the actor. Jiva is the role, beggar role.
Yes.
So now when you ask the question, who is asking the question?
So the enlivened entity must ask.
Which is actually Jivatma.
Jivatma.
It's like beggar is asking. No doubt beggar is asking the question, who am I? But beggar is not an independent entity. Beggar is just a dress.
Okay.
The actor in the role dress of a beggar is asking. Isn't it?
He is asking who am I?
Yeah.
So what is the position of that I when the beggar asks this question?
So when the beggar asks, what is the position of I? He thinks he is a beggar. He is deeply thinking he is a beggar. Correct?
Okay.
But the real question is not asked by the beggar. The real question is asked by the actor, because beggar is comfortable begging. Actor is not comfortable begging because he knows I am rich. Deep inside he knows I have to be rich.
Okay.
So Atma always knows deep inside I have to be infinite. Atma is uncomfortable in the role of a body and mind. But it has to identify it with the body and mind through Jiva, superimposed entity.
Okay.
Dress. So the question is asked by Jivatma. Atma by itself cannot ask anything. Actor by itself will not ask anything, because without a beggar role, actor has no begging role.
So the confusion here for me is that the I as consciousness is Purna and complete. So there is it. I can do nothing about it. I can only do something about negating the mithya part. So am I asking who is the small I, or that is the
actually the actor himself is always a rich man.
Okay.
Correct. Always millionaire. As a beggar, he has no money. Correct. So now what actor has to do? He cannot find actor himself because he is the actor. He has to negate the beggar.
He has to negate the beggar. Yes.
Correct. No.
So that is where my question is, Prabhuji. Is the Jivatma asking who am I, the beggar, to negate I am not the beggar, or who am I, the consciousness?
See, beggar, is it a real entity? It is an actor only, no? Are there two entities called beggar and actor?
No, but by ignorance, there is a split between
So-
subjective.
So what happens is
Hmm.
the beggar is doing self-inquiry for in your language. Correct now?
Okay, beggar is doing the self-enquiry.
Beggar is doing self-inquiry, but beggar is not an entity at all. Beggar is a dummy.
It's a role played,
It's a role, it's a dress.
temporary role.
So the psychiatrist knows
Hmm.
the beggar is false. Psychiatrist talking to the actor.
Okay.
I understand. Psychiatrist when he talks, he's not talking to the beggar.
Hmm.
He is talking to the actor in the beggar.
Okay.
Correct now? Telling him to ask who am I.
Hmm.
Right? So psychiatrist
Okay.
is not talking to the beggar. If psychiatrist is talking to the beggar, he'll strengthen the beggarship.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Psychiatrist talks to the actor because psychiatrist knows this guy is not a beggar. He is a rich man, he knows.
So here, when the psychiatrist comes, it is the realized teacher who is pointing out that
When the realized teacher talks, please understand, he will never talk to a jiva.
correct.
He's always talking to the consciousness, Atma.
Consciousness. So, yeah.
Okay? This is the case of a realized master. Realized master only can talk to Atma. He cannot talk to Atma in the form of the body.
Jivatma, he's talking to Jivatma.
Okay.
He's talking to Jivatma wearing the dress of the body. He's not talking to a person. Right? A psychiatrist is not talking to a person called beggar. Psychiatrist knows he is a actor.
Right with the beggar.
He is interacting with the beggar, but knowing very well that this guy is an actor. Actor has gone crazy.
Okay, but that is actually the guru pointing out to the student. But for the seeker, what is self-enquiry, Prabhuji? That is what.
No.
Who am I?
First you understand, right? So the guru, when he talks, he does not talk to a personality.
Correct. Agreed.
The
Okay.
personality, anybody in the world will talk to a personality. They don't know about your Atma. Guru only talks to Atma Jyoti. He does not talk to a person called individual.
Okay.
Okay,
Agreed.
but knowing very well. That's why Guru's position is a guru. If he talks to a person called person, then he's not a guru. He's a psychiatrist. He's a counselor.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So
He's
Guru is very clear in his mind. He is talking to Atma, Jivatma.
Okay.
But the Jivatma identify the body may not be clear. Right? The actor may still think that I am beggar only. So then the psychiatrist will give him a logic. Look, can you remember that house? That house belongs to you. Where you lived in the house. Yeah. Like that, he gives clues and hints for him to recollect his own position. Isn't it?
Correct.
So that is how psychiatrist treats the patient.
Okay.
There are no two entries called actor and beggar. There's only actor who is playing the role of a beggar.
That is for
Okay.
I'm
the
coming.
asking from beggar point of view.
Okay. So
Wait.
let's take that position, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
The guru tells the student or the shishya, pointing out you are the real I, you are not the beggar.
Correct.
Now, using that,
Now,
the shishya,
come back to the beggar analogy. Okay.
Okay.
When psychiatrist tells somebody who understands, does the beggar understand or the actor understand?
The actor only has to understand.
Actor only has to understand. Okay.
Correct.
Jivatma only has to understand.
Correct.
Okay. So now, Guru tells you, you are not the body, mind, or intellect. You are the Atma.
Okay.
Nanu nanembudu nanalla, ideha manabuddhi nanalla, sajanatma shivanandane. Who tells this?
This the realized master only tells.
Realized master tells. But when you understand from the Jiva point of view, who is telling that?
Consciousness. Because
Consciousness is to tell.
the consciousness of the guru is telling the consciousness of the shishya.
Consciousness of Guru is telling consciousness of Shishya. Now, what is your question now? Who is asking question? Who am I?
Who is asking? That is the confusion.
So,
Who is asking? Still,
for removing
see,
that confusion.
as a pointer by the teacher, I am consciousness. I am not the body. I understand.
Right.
But then the teacher says, "Inquire, who am I?" So that's where there is
No.
this confusion.
See, the confusion is there because you are identifying the body.
Okay.
Like actor is identified with a beggar. Correct?
Huh.
So the guru gives hints and clues to identify, disidentify, or negate the beggar.
Okay.
Psychiatrist gives hints for negating the beggar. Correct?
Okay.
So guru has given enough hints for you to negate. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. Enough negations are given.
So all the prakriyas,
All the prakriyas are like that. Avasthatraya prakriya, I am sakshi prakriya, right? All the prakriyas are giving hint for you to negate personality.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Okay.
And who is negating personality? Is personality negating personality or Jivatma negating personality?
No, the personality can't negate personality because personality wants to continue.
Correct. No, personality has no role. It's a dress. It's a Jivatma which is identified with personality. Okay, is with knowledge, understanding, I am not a personality because of the clues and hints given.
Okay.
Correct? There he applies the logic. When the logic is applied, then finally the logic dissolves the wrong understanding in the mind. Nothing has happened to Jivatma. Ignorance is dissolved. Right? That's all is happening. That's why it's called Mana Eva Karana Manushanam Bandha Moksha. By the hint given by the psychiatrist.
So the
let me complete. By the hint given by the psychiatrist, the actor applies logic and negates the beggar. Then a shift happens in the mind of the actor. Ignorance that I am beggar is dissolved. Isn't it?
Okay, it's clear that I am not the beggar.
All right. So, what is the next question?
So
when you ask a question, who am I? Okay.
So the question or inquiry, who am I? Is it only up to the neti process, or is it the assertion? Iti also is there. The second part, iti is there.
So the who am I? The question can be asked by only confused entity, right?
Okay.
If you already realized Atma, why will you ask who am I question? So the confused entity is asking, isn't it? The confused entity with the clues which are given by the guru negate all neti.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct now?
Okay.
So then he may come to a conclusion. It's emptiness, shunya. Because if you negate everything, nothing is there.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah. That's why Vedanta tells it is not shunya, it is Brahma Surupa, Sachidananda Surupa. Iti Lakshana are told. Iti is not an object. Iti is your own self. Your own self is described in terms of Sachidananda Surupa. Like most of the so-called intellectuals, right? They come and say, I am Nastika, I am atheist, there's nothing is there. They have done negation. But they have not got the reality. The two parts are there, negation and reality. So if you do only negation, you will become a pessimist and you become an atheist. Maybe
the affirmation part is not there.
You don't have to affirm as an object. You have to recognize as a subject.
Recognize as a subject. Okay.
Right? This is the journey.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Now, let me come back to your question. Who asked the question, who am I? According to you now, with this understanding.
It is the Jivatma that is asking.
It is the Jivatma which is confused entity asking.
Yeah. Jivatma means confused entity, Alva Prabhuji.
Jivatma can be confused entity, Jivatma can be a free entity. Once you understand.
Okay.
Actor can be beggar and is confused. Actor can be playing the role of a beggar and still is not confused.
So if I put it as the consciousness identified with the body is asking the question through the intellect.
intellect.
Enlightenment.
And it is
Using
taking
the
the support of the teachings.
It is from the pointers given by the teacher, it is asking the question.
It is trapped in the clutches of the ego. Ego means false understanding. So using the logic which is given by the Guru, using Prakriya, is trying to remove itself from the false understandings.
Okay.
The false understanding is a trap. False understanding is the bondage. That's why I said, Mana eva karanam manushana bandha moksheho. There's no bondage and liberation for you. Your mind is causing you confusion. Okay. There's no freedom for an actor. He's already free. He's already actor. He can only be free from the ignorance that I am a beggar. It doesn't remove dress also. Are we clear?
So the actor playing the role of the beggar is asking, who am I?
Actor is not playing the role of a beggar. If the actor is playing the role of beggar, there's no problem. Actor is confused that he is a beggar.
Confused that he is a beggar is asking. Then he realizes he is not the beggar.
Yeah.
Then what remains is actually the quality of Brahman, not any object. So that is the realization.
That's the realization. If you just keep on doing negation, you will end up in nihilism. Shunyata.
So like you suggested, Prabhuji, the prakriya is non-verbal. It is a shift of attention from the object to the subject.
People do a mistake of doing self-enquiry is a verbal enquiry.
Okay.
See, the verbal enquiry, you have to understand the difference. Our mind is a computer. Okay, is equal to laptop, right? So when you type something in the laptop with a keyboard, it will give an answer. Or when you give some voice input, laptop will give answer, right? So for your computer called brain and mind, verbalization is the input trigger. So that with that input trigger, it will find out some data in the memory and come back. Don't ask who am I? Immediately will come. I am the husband, wife of she is my wife. All memory data bank will open up.
All the roles and other functions will come up.
Open. It's only you are giving input. You are asking the computer called brain, nervous system. Who am I? It will give you data. It will come out with beautiful answers. I am Brahman. I am Sachidananda Swarupa. All those answers will come. Right? So enquiry is non-verbal. Enquiry is shifting the attention from the object to the subject and applying the logic of Dragdrishi Viveka to take back the attention to the self, where there's no attention. Right? For example, I'll demonstrate to you. Okay? I'm looking at the fan. I'm looking at the cupboard. Right? Suppose I want to look at myself. Where will I look? Attention cannot go anywhere.
So the attention actually absolutely rests in stillness. That is what is myself.
That's all.
Instead of attention going out to the cupboard or fan, it is resting.
Yeah. Simply, I want to see the light. I can show that, right? I want to see fan. I can see here. But I want to see myself. Where will I go? Oh, no, this body is not myself, because by Dragdrishi Viveka, I know body, I am not the body.
So is the answer silence to the real question, who am I?
There's no question, who am I? This whole concept
not question. By the question, I mean, when the attention goes to I, subject, then there cannot be any answer like I am the body, I am Vasu.
How can there be answer for anything? I am anything.
So that is the meaning of there is silence only.
Correct.
Left with
this
silence.
Whole process of self-inquiry, people have converted to verbal inquiry. It's not a verbal inquiry. It is shifting the attention. Very simple, Vasu. Look around. What is on the left side? See. What is on the side? See. What is there? Now you go take your attention to yourself. Your body yourself. By Dragdrishi, body is not myself. Is the mind yourself? By Dragdrishi, not. Then what is the attention? Attention goes back to yourself.
Okay, Prabhuji, got it. got it.
You have any questions on that? Further questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
It's a shift of attention from object to subject. That is
Okay.
Very
Self-enquiry,
clear,
I've told many
Prabhuji.
times.
Thank you.
Self-enquiry is non-verbal. Understand? People are making into a verbal inquiry. The moment you make verbal inquiry, mind will give a lot of answers. This is stored answer, memory recorded. I'm saying he also says, Ramana Maharshi talks only I have given. Self-enquiry is non-verbal. I have told very clearly also somewhere. Okay. So
actually, Prabhuji, just one more question. If we get a verbal answer, that is the one to be negated, Neti.
verbal answer, as long
is for the object.
Is object, right? Verbal answer, once your attention goes back to self and you give verbal answer, it's okay. Right? I am the Atma, I am Brahman, you can say. Because attention has gone back, you know what is the reality.
Okay.
After that, you can give any answer. But to find the answer verbally is difficult, not possible.
Okay.
That's why it said, Yato vacho nivartante. Words cannot reach that. How words can reach you? Words can reach any object.
Correct.
Isn't it? See, words cannot explain Brahman. Words cannot explain you. The words can only explain objects. So any word, any objectivation will come in the form of words. But when you find the true subject, where is the object to explain? Nothing is there. But after that, you can come back and say, I am Brahman. You can say that's actually more to explanation.
Okay. So in this process of journey, I am Vasu to I am not Vasu to I am Brahman. The shift I am Brahman is only for the matter of having to explain. Otherwise, it is Brahman is not an object. So
I am Brahman is not to be explained. I am Brahman can be expression for the purpose of communication.
Okay.
Right?
Wonderful, Prabhuji. Wonderful. Very clear.
Okay. Yes, you have a question? In the journey of Adnani to Gnani, there's a lot of thought correction is happening. There's a question on the Zoom, this thing. In the journey for Adnani to Gnani, there's a lot of thought correction is happening. Starting from lower unnecessary thoughts till the clarity comes. So all these corrections are recorded in the universe, but there's no choice, right? Rework has to happen for an ignorant. Yes. This spiritual journey involves a lot of work on yourself, a lot of correcting your wrong understanding. So it has to be done. You cannot avoid it. Her question is,
It's already recorded.
it's already recorded. What is already recorded?
The connected.
No. Correction has to happen individual, no.
Question is not clear.
The question is, what I understand, Anupama, your question is that I have to do a lot of correction in my thinking. Yes, the correction has to be done because you are only thought wrongly. Now you have to do correction rightly. Is this question is this answers are recorded in the universe? Yes, they are recorded in the universe. Is your correction recorded in the universe? Yes, your corrections are recorded in the universe.
Okay. So
That's why it's a question. Unless she asked the question very clearly, I don't have any.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
Guruji, you were telling that each thoughts are like a seed that will manifest sometime. Maybe now or maybe later. So what happens to this all correction thoughts? Some confusion thoughts.
They'll manifest.
for whom?
They'll manifest. No, the correction, whatever sadhana you do, will manifest. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. Where it will go? It will come. You will only recognize yourself gradually.
Just to me only.
Yeah, manifest to you only. Ultimately, I'm Anupama. What you are doing? I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the. I'm not even Anupama. I'm not your Akshat's mother. All those things you are doing, right?
Yeah.
It is nothing to do with the person. Ultimately, this whole process called Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa will culminate in you recognize your true self. That's a manifestation, no?
Okay.
Here, manifestation is not an object. Is manifestation means finding out your true self. It will manifest, no? If you don't do, it will not manifest, no?
Okay. But there is no way to avoid this confusions, no, Guruji. Only through confusion, clarity comes.
No. Only through confusion, clarity doesn't come. When confusion is there, clarity can be given. Nobody will make you confused to give you clarity. Who
No, when
confused?
I am confused, then I search for clarity, no, Guruji.
Yeah, when you are confused, you search for a clarity, right? But it's for you giving clarity, nobody will confuse you. Right? You are confused yourself. So
Yeah.
somebody can give you clarity. So your question is answered?
Commonly, we give an example of the imposter who is part of a wedding, where the
Imposter too?
so in a wedding,
Ah.
where the bride's party
Yeah.
thinks he belongs to the bridegroom,
Yeah.
bridegroom's party thinks he belongs to the
Right.
bride relative, etc. And then when both of them get together and start talking, the imposter disappears.
Yeah.
He flees from there.
Right.
So there this is related to self-enquiry. Right?
This is not related to self-enquiry.
Okay.
This is just to tell you, when the enquiry happens, false thing dissolves.
Okay.
The bride and groom, both are Negro, both separates. The story is, there's an imposter who goes to the marriage. His only purpose is to eat food. He'll talk to the bride side nicely. They think that's from boy's side. And groom side he talks, then he thinks they're from bride side. Both places he takes the advantage by telling a lie. Right? Now, somebody gets a suspicion, bride side will start asking the boy's side, is he from your side? Then seeing these two people talking, the thief disappears. So this analogy is not given for enquiry, for self-enquiry. Then you'll ask the question, who is the bride side, who is the boy side? This analogy is given to tell you the importance of enquiry. Don't take for granted.
Okay.
It is not about self-enquiry, but it's about the importance of the inquiry. You should not extend the analogy to something else.
Okay.
In the absence of proper inquiry, the falsehood is continuing. That's all it means.
Okay.
Otherwise, you start thinking the girl side is Prakriti, Purusha, Prakriti, boy side is Purusha, Purusha and Prakriti talk to each other. No, it's not like that. Right? Every analogy in Vedanta has a limited purpose of telling some aspect of truth. You should not mix two analogies also, two prakriyas also.
The inquiry is actually about the small I, Prabhuji. Who is the small I?
Inquiry is about small I. No, inquiry is who is the big I? What is the point of small I? Who am I? Inquiry is about myself. Who is not small I?
Okay.
Small I you know so well, no?
But small I is the imposter. No?
Small I is the imposter, but they are asking not about the imposter. Who is the imposter? Who is, his origins, not about the dress. You are asking about, not about small I, because small I you know so well. It is a very familiar figure, no? You are asking who is behind this small I.
So, till I find out the real way, I cannot make out that this is the imposter, right?
Until you find out the real I, the imposter cannot be found out. Correct. But that's where the Guru's teaching in Vedanta is already helping you to identify the real I. Using the teaching of Vedanta Prakriya, you have to identify real I and understand the false I as imposter. Are we clear?
But ಇವತ್ತು ರಮಣ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಗಳು ಹೇಳೋದು inquiries about small I, big I is always known. It is your true nature. ಆ ಥರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Come back again.
The big I is ever present. It is your true nature. It is always known. It is only the small I that needs to be negated.
Yeah.
So the inquiry is about small I.
I don't know who told you that. Okay. So, are you aware? Only the question is, are you aware?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Do you exist?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, I am aware, I am exist called Sat Chit.
Correct.
The only part of about you are not aware is called Ananda.
Ah.
The Ananda is eaten away by imposter.
Correct.
Ego.
Ah.
Okay. The enquiry is who am I?
Ah.
Is to negate the small I.
Okay.
And to discover your Ananda. Enquiry is about your own true self. It's not about the false self you are negating. It's not finding.
Okay.
True self, your bliss you are finding. By negating the falsehood. Right?
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Shall we close the day for the day? Hari Om, everybody.